to the pharmacy, you fear to talk out what you want, just tell the pharmacist, please, I need a P2 there. They'll know what you want. P2 is Postina. Are we together? Leave alone the Lydia brands. You'll go to and ask for Lydia and someone has not heard about what? Lydia. I'm not in good faith. Are we together? But yes, we ask for Lydia, but Postina is the other broad name which cannot be missed out by anyone. Okay, where are we? Where have you left us? This is a pill. Emergency what? Pill. When do we take it? When do we take emergency pill? Yes.
Before sex. What do we have before and after? There is before and after.
What is an emergency? Emergency pill. No. Bambi, don't feel shy. Okay. Even if you're in senior 5 and you've not heard about it, you try. Not so. Because we are getting information not to land into shit. Are we together? Prevention is better than what? Death. Not cure. It's better than death. Please.
Emergency. All right, so I think emergency means a situation which needs an immediate solution.
Thank you. I cannot add on that one. So, emergency pill, when do we use? It needs an immediate action. We need to act immediately. When do we start using?
I think after 6.
Immediate after what?
6.
Sex. Good. My baby girl here now has the answer. It has come back.
When the condom breaks.
When the condom does what? Breaks.
In case of rape.
In case of rape, immediate what? Action. An emergency. All those answers are correct. No. Rape. You want to rape me now? Emergency pill. When do we use? When do we start?
After sex.
After sex. Okay. You're not sure of when an emergency pill is not used as a daily family planning what? Pill. Are we together? It should be used in cases of what? Emergencies. Are we together? I'm not on any family planning what? Method. I slept with someone unprotected what? Sex. And I'm assuming I'm going to become what? Pregnant. You're in this period of unsafe what? Days. From day 7 to day 15. Don't take the emergency pill on day 24. Are we together? Because you're preventing what now? It should be taken in that period when I expect to become what? To prevent the pregnancy from occurring. Are we together? So if I have sex today, the 16th, it should be within the first 72 what? Hours. Are we together? How it works, the mode of operation and so on, we are going to see when I'm teaching what? Sayana. How these things work. When I'm teaching short-term Sayanas, we are going to know how they work. The side effects we shall know. And the rest, you have a question?
Me, what I know about those pills, if you take them after that activity, they cannot work.
They cannot work?
Yeah.
So you take before the activity?
Yeah, before.
Now you're preventing what before sex?
Before.
You're assuming that now what if you take and you don't have sex? That's why they are called emergent. Something bad has happened and I'm preventing the situation from getting into. Are we together? Uncontrollable situations of abortion. So I take an emergency to prevent the pregnancy from occurring. That's why it was created for us. Okay. I just showed you that, but I'll skip the pills briefly. Alan, allow me skip the pills first. and we go to Sayana, then I can come back to the pills. I don't have many, but we can share in groups. Please, we share in groups. I have 10. Letitia, I didn't get salt, but I have condom to demonstrate. We can form groups of, I say I have, I don't know what 10. I also need one for demonstration. Please, form groups. For those ones who have received, we form groups. I'm going to tell you to open. Don't open. It's okay. Have you seen what Sayana looks like? And now, attention. Attention here. This bottle here is Depo-Provera. Is what? Depo is what? I have one. That is the only unfortunate bit, but it's going to move around. Let it start from here. Okay. As your eyes can be there, but the ears this way. Because we are going to give Sayana as a team. You can join this. Okay. I guess you've seen. Class, come back to class. What I'm going to say is more important than what we are seeing. Okay. So, we have injectables. In short, we have short-term methods. In short-term methods, we have pills and we have injectables. Are we together? The pills are supposed to be taken every day. Are we together? Now here I was given Zinnia, but I needed the other local ones. Do we have the local ones? The pills always have arrows that guide us how to do what? To take them. I know some of us have taken. Some of us have never seen. Some of us are seeing for the first time. Others have seen, but they've not done what? Used. Like they say, these are hormonal methods. So we have two types of pills. We have what we call COCs. In full, it's called combined oral contraceptive. So we have what we call COC, which is combined. And then we have what we call POP, which is progesterone. These are combined oral. The C is for contraceptive. Sorry about the handwriting. Shida yansonyiwa wow. So, this is progesterone only pill. Combined means it has two hormones. Progesterone only, it has one hormone. The hormone which is in progesterone already, I'm not going to use the other hard terms, but the hormone is progesterone. Then the hormone there, in the two, we have the progesterone there, and again we have the estrogen. If I'm breastfeeding, I'm only going to give the breastfeeding mother this one, the POP. Are we together? If the mother is not breastfeeding, you can give any of the two. Are we together? But the breastfeeding mother should only take this one. So, when we are taking pills or implants or what do we need to know? Who should use? Who should not use? What are the side effects when I take those things? Are we together? What are the other values or advantages of taking those pills. Muntegeera. We are moving? Okay. So, who should use pills? And when should I start? Are we together? Those days when we were still growing, us who are 40 and above in the room, when we were still growing before you were born, they used to tell us people start family planning when the baby is 2 years. But because of the unavoidable circumstances, mothers, like we said, breastfeeding was used. But currently we don't base on breastfeeding because we're no longer breastfeeding. So women could take 2 years without returning to the body, returning to the normal physiological state of getting what? Pregnant. Then they started working. You know the stress of work. They ended up coming to hospital, pregnant at 6 what? Months. Then the Massawas and the researchers said, now we should start family planning at 6 what? Months. Now things worsened. They started coming to hospital pregnant at 1.5 what? Months. A mother is breastfeeding, the baby is 1.5 months, and she's also what? Pregnant. Now things have changed. We are giving what we call postpartum family plan. Postpartum meaning birth period. Are we together? Even immediately after birth, they can give me family planning. Are we together? Because there are those women whose bodies can return to fertility within 2 weeks. If you come to immunize your baby at 1.5 months and you're pregnant, chances are high that by the 3rd week after discharge, your baby is 3 weeks, you became pregnant. Are we together? That's why for such mothers, it's good to go home with a family planning what? Method. Because most of those mothers actually are the first stop to commit abortions. The baby is breastfeeding 2, 3 weeks, 1 month. She will tell you, Musawa, I cannot give birth to the second one. And as the Musawa, you tell her now, what should I do for you? Nothing, you can't deliver until no. She will come back with an induced abortion. Are we together? So, but even us, if you're not ready, not planned for it, use family planning. If you cannot abstain, abstinence has failed. The boyfriend cannot control themselves to use condom. We go to these other methods. So the pills are for every month. We said, when do we start? For COCs, if the mother has given birth, maybe the baby has passed away, she's not going to breastfeed, you can give her. But as long as the mother is going to breastfeed, let us start at 1.5 months, the POP. Are we together? How do we? We take 1 tablet a day. If I start my tablet at 8 a.m. in the morning, I should follow that route. If I forget, what do I do? Day 1 I take, day 2 I take, day 3 I forget. And I remember on day 4, before day 4 in the morning, if this is now my day 3, and I was supposed to take at 8, I remember at this time, what I do, I don't take 2 at once, no. I take at that time that I've remembered to take the pill. Then on the next day, I go back to my normal what? Cycle. Are we together? So if your wife or you forget to take a pill, please take when you remember and then repeat the normal cycle. Are we together? For those ones, for us, some of us who have husbands who work a safari, don't abandon the pills that I'll take when my husband does what? The husband will come back now in the evening. Before you didn't take. Then he lands on you. You become what? Pregnant. If you want to stick on pills, please follow their rules. Whether your husband is around or no, please continue with your pills. Are we together? They are different. The POPs are different from COCs, but the person who packed for me, I thought they didn't put them. This is a combined one. I don't have the other one. Letitia, not you. The person I asked to pack for me pills didn't pack. I apologize. I didn't check. Who should not take the pills? People who smoke, mothers who smoke should not take. Those ones who are overweight, above 80 kilograms, shouldn't take. Those ones who have unexplained bleeding, menstrual bleeding to bleeding amunozi no gamba. If your bleeding is unexplained means I don't know the cause, and I'm bleeding abnormal, the bleeding is not normal. Are we together? If you have you're suffering from a heart stroke, you've had some those heart diseases, heart stroke, DVT. DVT are those mothers that get those veins. You've seen ladies with big veins on their legs when they are pregnant. Have you seen them? You've seen them. Those ones should not take hormonal methods. Are we together? They are going to worsen our everything. I don't want to explain other things that they cause, but just know those mothers should not do what? Take. Mothers with heart disease, we don't give them. If a mother has pressure, you give POP, not COC. Are we together? But control the pressure, not to her. If the pressure is controlled, you don't give. Is not uncontrolled, you don't give any. If the person has diabetes, but the diabetes is controlled, they can take. Are we together? But if the diabetes is not controlled, they don't take. Muna abijukira. Mujukire mu obumu. Obutinitini. Those ones which are very important not to miss out. Okay. Tugende ku sayana. Before we go to sayana, we have side effects. And you've heard of side effects these things bring. What have you heard about? Which side effects? The very common one. Why people don't, the most side effect that scares people to use family planning. Which one have you had?
Becoming overweight.
Pass to the neighbor.
That she can get buried.
Barren. Yeah. Which one? The men love that one. You've not heard of any. Who has heard? Why are you not talking? Us who have heard.
Increase in weight.
Increase in weight. She's tiny. She doesn't want to become fat. The most feared side effect by us women.
Hormonal imbalance.
Hormonal imbalance. Then it brings about what? The most common one. Hormonal imbalance to that one.
Bleeding.
Bleeding. The way we fear putting on pads. Dear pads banange. Are we together? There is no woman who wants to bleed for the whole month. And we also don't want to miss our periods. Are we together? So, but these things, the hormonal method can alter our hormones. Some of us can get prolonged bleeding. Others can get spotting. Instead of having menses, you just have drops. We call it spotting. Are we together? Your days for the period reach and you don't see the bleeding, but you just see dots. Or you bleed today, rest for a week, bleed the other day. We call them intermenstrual bleeding. Others, the bleeding will disappear completely. You'll never see menses when you're using. For not everyone, it depends on someone's body. Are we together? The major, most women fear that side effect of bleeding. I'm going to come to you. Are we together? However, we can become overweight, but not everyone. Those ones with hypertension, it can be exacerbated or increased. Not everyone. Are we together? Those ones with heart disease, it could be worsened. Most of us fear bleeding. Weight gain, yes. Before I come to you, someone had a question here.
All right, thank you, madam. I was asking,
For the class.
yes, madam. Is it true that there are some devices used in family planning that they can go through the blood and
The bladder.
no, through the blood,
The blood. The device, not pills.
not pills?
Device. I'm coming to that one if there is a device. I'm still on pills, and pills are just hormones.
Main is also kind of an inquiry. I don't know if it's true because I've heard that some family planning, most of the hormonal methods, when a woman uses them, their body gets kind of fatigued, when they have headache.
We have those ones. If you have migraine headache, we are not going to use hormonal methods, but not stress headache. Stress, look for the cause. There are some of those which will increase the headache. But we also have the myth and misconceptions, things that are talked about family planning that are not what? True. Are we together? So that's why we are studying about family planning, so that we can deal with those myths. How do I handle them? Before I reach there, I'm going to the mode of operation of pills, depots, cyana, implants. And I want us to stand up. Stand, please. I humbly request the generals in the house to stand. We go back and draw our uterus. Alan, our board. Our body is dirty. We cannot draw a uterus there. Okay, eyes here. Please stand. Whoever can stand should stand. I want us to locate the uterus by us. Okay. Are we here? Please, here. We are going to dance. Yes? Dance. Come on, here, Dorothy. These are our what? Shoes. They are our what? Shoes. And we go here. This is our what? Uterus. And our what? I will not talk that one. Who has understood that one? The uterus is here. We have this, we have the fundus, and we have the cervix. Okay. We have the egg. We have the uterus. And we have So, when I take the pill, or I take the cyana, or I take the implant, they have those hormones talked about. And how do these hormones work? The uterus, the ovaries will not what? Grow. And the uterus is not going to bring pair. The cervix is going to become thick. The fluid is, the cervix produces fluid. That fluid thickens so that some can penetrate. How to get? No, we're going to act this out. The eggs are not going to grow. The uterus is not going to prepare. The cervix is not going to stand. And you take the That is how these things work. That is how they do what? They work. So if I take a hormonal method, it's going to prevent my eggs from growing at that first what? Speed. Are we together? So even every month, our uterus is supposed to prepare to become pregnant. So if I take an implant or a Ciana, the uterus is not going to prepare. That's why some women don't see menstrual what? Period, because the uterus did not prepare itself to become what? Pregnant. What brings about menstruation is that the uterus prepares itself to receive a baby. If I don't get pregnant, it sheds off. Are we together? Then that's vaginal cervical fluid thickens. When I sleep with him, it will prevent the sperm from penetrating. So don't ask me how they work. And don't ask me why some women don't have periods, because I said the cervix, the uterus is not going to prepare. Okay. So we've seen the mode of action of these hormonal methods, the side effects, who should take, who should not take, when should I start. Are we together? So we've seen the pills we take every day. When I forget, I do what? When my husband is not aware, I do what? Please take. You.
Saying true that. Okay. I don't know if this is true, but is it? Do women lose their feelings when they start using these methods?
Do they
lose their feelings?
Feelings?
Their sexual.
Not every woman. For the
But
hormonal
some
ones,
do.
some do. Because some of them become, like that fluid thickens. So it some of them kind of become dry. So they tell us they are losing feeling. Are we together? Not everyone. And just know these are like in 98%, the 98% don't get side effects. It's only the 2% that will tell you that I have what? Side effects. Are we together? If everyone was getting side effects, then they wouldn't produce these things. Most of us are supposed to stay the way we are. 98% of us. Are we together? Okay. So we were supposed to look at the effectiveness of each method, because the effectiveness vary. Are we together? But I'll come to that when I'm winding up. So we look at Ciana as peer educators. After peer educating, some of us are going to become peer providers. Peer providers are those ones who will be providing the pills, who are going to be giving the Ciana, who will be giving the depots. Are we together? We train them to do this. And currently we are advocating for self-what? Injection. So me as a Msawa, you will not find me giving this. It's us, the peers, who will be doing this on behalf of the community. Because like you believe, our peers, we are the front what? Sorry? We are the front liners. That's what I've been told. Fema jega kutaka, agomubanga fa abasembayo. Kati, how do we give Ciana? Alan, demonstration where? But before we give Ciana, tutegedde akola atya checho. Eggs are not going to, the uterus is not going to, and the cervix is going to. Are we together? That is how Ciana does what? The side effects, some of us will get mild bleeding, on and off bleeding, prolonged bleeding. Are we together? Ciana is for 3 months. Nedepo. Are we together? The hormone here, a pregnant mother a breastfeeding mother can do what? Can take. Apart from the pills, there's breastfeeding and non-breastfeeding. Then the rest of the methods, whether breastfeeding or non-breastfeeding, the mothers can do what? Take. As a cigarette, they don't alter milk production. When do I start? 6 weeks. 6 weeks, yes. Gwegomwezi gumu chitundu. 1 month and a half after delivery. Are we together? So, Alan here has made me something nice. We are going to give Sayana. However, where do we give Sayana? Where do we give Depo? All these are injectables. But this one, where is the Depo? Someone kept it here. This one is self-injected. This one is service provider what? Given, because we use these long needles. Are we together? So it can become what? Painful. So we are going to open our Sayana. There is somewhere there we open from. Are you seeing that dent? It's already pre-prepared. You don't need to mix what. So when we are going to give the two, we shake vigorously. Are we together? Then you go no making sure and keta budechi bulungi. You check and make sure that it has mixed what? Well, but before I give, remember I've cancelled my client, and the client had, and I don't cancel Sayana. The one I'm teaching you all the methods. When you're taking the client through, you give all the options you have. Tell the client the truth about the side effects expected. Are we together? And how to deal with the after side effects, that is if they happen. Your client will make their own choice. Please don't coerce our clients. Are we together? Naye client omubuulizako other underlying illnesses. That's where you come in to guide. Are we together? Like someone has a stroke, tajja kugamba nti I want this one, and you also insist on giving. Tell them I will not give you because of reason A, B, C. And this is the suitable method for you because you have a stroke. You're not coercing, you're giving information, the right information. You don't coerce. Don't give a client a method without counseling, and make sure the client has understood and help them to make the right choice. Don't coerce. If the client wants this, she has no any other illness and she insists, I want that one, please give her that one. Are we together? Even the Depo, before I give, I'm supposed to shake well. Both of these are for 3 months. But where we give them differs, and the content, the hormones are the same, but something different which I don't want to explain more. Please allow me. So, where do we give? Stand up and we demonstrate where we give. Yes. Hey, you want me to demonstrate alone? For Sayana, we are supposed to understand and Depo. Who is depositing with DTB Bank? DTB. No one. Okay, stand up and we go to DTB now. You're in DTB. You're going to take us through. Depo, the areas of injections. DTB. Do what? DTB. We give, but I stand up and we start. My demonstrations were supposed to be dancing. You're not supposed to leave me alone. I cannot dance alone. We start. Depo is, this is the we call it the deltoid in, what do we call it in English? Kasure. What is this one called? The shoulder. The shoulder muscle. So we call it antideltoid in the south. We give the shoulder. For example, we give the muscle deep. For Sayana, it's supposed to be in that subcutaneous what? Fat. We give it the fat. For example, in the what? In the muscle. So we start. Depo. So those are the two steps where we give there. That is shoulder, side, and muscle. So that's how we find what? Muscle in the Someone is going to tell me where they give Sayana and someone will tell me where they give Depo. Okay, we sit. They've already forgotten. Sayana is on the leg, Sayana is on the arm. Okay, we can sit. Keep dancing, but I'm going to ask you where we give Depo and where we give Sayana, and we won't remember. So, where is our... How do we give Sayana? For mothers who are going to self-inject, it will be hard for them to self-inject themselves here. Are we together? So we shall ask them to self-inject where? Here. Spot. No, as long as you get the subcutaneous whatever like this. She's supposed to hold it like this. I'm coming. So how do we give? Before you give, your cancer client has accepted that I want Sayana. Make sure you wash your hands. We look at, do you have where to dispose after injection? Are we together? Storage of that drug, was it stored well? Does it have the expiry date? You all look at that. So I wash my hands. The cotton I prepared cotton, but if the woman is clean, for Sayana we don't swab. After activating, after shaking well, I activate my needle. I hold it up like this. For those who have can open. Get this. Push it down. Now this one has just pulled. This cannot come because this thing is closed. Push it down. Are we pushing? Hold here. Here, not down here, because you press my dagger and it comes. Hold here. Where I'm holding. Are we together? Facing up, don't face down, don't face where. Then push this thing down like that and close it. Has it pushed down? Has it closed well? It has refused to close.
Yeah, it was closed.
It has closed. For everyone. Has it closed?
I don't like injections.
Okay. So that means you activated the needle. Are we together? So then you pull the needle. For my client,
Oh, nice. So you just hold, press in someone's body and then press the medicine. Yeah. Shit.
and you give her the depo. My depot has not started working that day. Are we together? Unless if she's in her period and you're very sure she's what? Safe. Are we together? If you give the depot to then tell her to have sex that very day, she's going to become what? Pregnant. Because the drug has not started what? We always give them 7 days. Those ones who are not in their period. Those ones who are not in their period. Because if you're in your period, I'm very sure you're not going to. By the time the drug starts to work, by the time you ovulate, the drug is already what? Working. Are we together? Tuli fenna? So that's why some mothers come ne bagamba twaba ku bintu seziyiseeko ye olumuwanga akugambirawo now I'm safe. They can climb the bed and become free. How many of us can I'm not thinking, I want to know this is not a training. I thought you don't make practice much. But you've learned something. How to give cyan, how to give depot. I'll just get the other normal needle, or there are 1 mil needle syringes. Shake well. For depot, I don't have any quarter one. Cyan, like I said, even when I'm giving here, that's what I'll teach my client. Hold, press, and then put, press. Are we together? So, therefore, shake well. You've washed your hands and so on and so forth. Just become or making sure you pull everything with the other normal needles. Okay? Then go to my shoulder. Clean well. Are we together? For the depot, we just give here that by that one, we can full training. Are we together? So I'm not going to train. At least we've learned something. We should use the side effects when we should start. Everything that is together, we are the permanent method. So, we have something of this kind. There are 2 rods. We call them what? Rods. This is what they call jadel. Our capsule, this is the 3 capsules, the 2 meter. Are we together? You know, capsules,
It's this one. Is it the same thing? Is it? How do they even
please don't miss out and there's what we call depot. Now we have this one which you're not going to see, but it's 1 rod inside. They preload it. Eh? It's called Implanon. This one is for 3 years. This one is for 3 what? Years. Then what I've supplied is for 5 years. Inside here you cannot see, but I can help you see this. Already, this is an Implanon for 3 years. Then this one, the depot for 5 what? Years. However, we have what we call level plan. Level plan is also for 3 years, but they are 2 what? Are we together? So, if someone says, I want someone to have something which is planning method and its backup. Or it's called condom method, backup method. Are we together? It's actually, we call it, when I'm using two methods, we call it dual protection. I'm protecting myself twice. I'm protecting the pregnant, protecting the empty eye. Together. So we call it dual protection. And it's already emphasized. When you're teaching, can't bring out dual protection. Never forget about that. So, the moment I give the pain injection there, I just put this, you're going to see the carotid there. Have you seen it? It's this one, this is a white rod coming out. But if I have the client, not go directly under the stick, this one only has one. Because I'm not supposed to start it. Are we together? When to start, even immediate after birth, they can give you this one. Are we together? From labor suit to there, they insert, I go home. Who should not use those ones we talked about? You're bleeding, but you're not sure of the cause of the bleeding. You're gaining too much weight to an extent of getting difficulty breathing, giving you pressure. You have a blood clot you're not supposed to use. Someone with liver disease is not supposed to use. Are we together? Don't tell me that I'm 14. Any age can you use, whether I've given birth or no, I can use. Questions are coming. I'm about to finish. Least but not last. These ones are just, Mama, you start the unit. We have an ID. We have what? These are, as I have very few, so people see how to.
This is IUS. What do they call it? IUS.
My kids. But just so they this one is the one for 5 years. And this one is the one for 10 years. Are we together? The one started where? In the uterus. Where? Am I to be started here? Here.
Next year, second half.
The IUD for 10 years, this one,
These are all IUDs.
this one,
They're all IUDs.
it can take me for 10 years. How it will, but not a must do that I should use it for 10 years. To defend that, it's up to me. I want to use for 2 years and remove and give back. But this thing has no hormone. It's non-what? Hormonal. So if it's not, it has no hormone, how does it work? Who watched the man put the money? No one. Okay, who watched the Arsenal Tottenham yesterday? Who was in the goal for Arsenal? Who was in the goal? How many goals did he concede? None. So this goalkeeper should concede none. It shouldn't be Tottenham. Are we together? This thing acts as a goalkeeper. That's literally acts as what? A goalkeeper. How does it work? Goalkeeping. Because it has no what? So, like the IUD, the letter T, it's this one. It has rings on it. Are you seeing them? Bucoils. So those ones are copper. That's why we call this one of 10 years copper what? Copper T. And it's these bucoils that are going to help us not to become what? Pregnant. So how do I insert and how does the goalkeeping work? We make it as small as possible so that it can enter my cervix without opening the cervix. Are we together? This castic helps me to insert. I will not tell you, you measure here, you measure there, but just know we insert it in the uterus. So I'm going to use my finger, my hand to represent the what? The uterus. Just know from my hand I've removed the what? I've removed the tubes. I've only kept this. So, I sleep on the bed. We call it supine. You sleep on your back, put the legs up, themselves will open. Briefly, it's not painful. For it, we even don't give painkiller. So, themselves will see where the mouth of the cervix is. Themselves is just going to pass through gently. The moment I reach up the uterus, I'll just open. I open and leave it there. Are we together? So in the uterus, it's supposed to be like that. These threads here, I'm supposed to cut them off. I'm not going to cut you because I put something to widen the vagina, so I'll be seeing the threads. Are we together? I don't want to explain much, but just know it's not. How will I do it? No, I cut them off and.
That's not painful. It's not painful.
No, the only method which is not painful. And if
Something
that
to
is
adjust
to
to it.
remove, like we have minimal, it has lesser side effects because it's non-hormonal. For us who have used, you don't grow fat, you don't grow those things of weight gain, heart, palpitations, increase in pressure because it's non-what? Hormonal. Advisable for most of us women to use at least this one. The men tell your women to go for this one. Are we together? It's a good one, the best, if you don't want to cut your tubes. So, the other one of 5 years is hormonal. Are we together? For it has what? Hormones. It has progesterone in it. So it will work like the others. But this one, its job is to goal keep. The moment it goes into my uterus like this, the moment I sleep with a man, it will handle all that fluid that comes. It will not allow the fluid to go through to the eggs. Are we together? No alteration of menstruation because it's non-what? Hormonal. Though currently their brands clients are complaining that give them bleeding. But the bleeding is treatable. Any questions? I don't want to explain much. That is not our area of go zone area. Please.
You said, you talked about the Sayana and the depot, and you said it's okay for anyone, whether you've ever given birth or not. But one time I was interacting with some doctor, and they said for anyone who has never given birth, they shouldn't use any hormonal family planning.
Not right. So are we going to leave our 13-year-olds to get pregnant? No. The only effect that the short-term injectables have, I know that is the worry as to why some people don't want to give them to young kids. And two, we have limits on short-term injectables. If I use like for 2 years, we are supposed to change, to switch to another hormonal longer method. Because when I get many injectables, especially Depo has a chirungo, echijiwa slow release, nti erwawo okugwa mu mubiri. So tuchiyita ereta delayed return to fertility. And for some people, it can, a few, not everyone, there are those ones who can get secondary infertility. But because nga wewadde nyingi past what you're supposed to get. That's why for young girls, we always encourage to use the longer methods, whether hormonal or no. We encourage them to use the longer ones. Kwanga, botandika at 14, how long are you going to use the injectable? And remember to give at a certain time because of that side effect of delayed return to fertility. Yes. But preventing, any other question? Question here?
I would like to ask if prolonged use of some family planning methods can cause chronic disease such as cancer and such.
Which cancer in particular?
I'm not sure, but
talking about cervical cancer, that is a topic of its own. Cervical cancer is a virus. So I don't want to ask to start that topic. We shall sleep here talking about that virus. But just to know, these men carry the virus on their penis. Then they give us. Are we together? So it's sexually transmitted. Simple. Please don't, nobody should ask me anything. Are we together? The only thing you should know about cervical cancer is sexually transmitted, and the men. That's why they say if, are we together? I don't want to explain. Circumcised, it does reduce, but still, you can, remember, kasobolo kuyingira inside. And are we together? So that is a virus. Which virus I don't want to talk about. It's called cytomegalovirus. You can go and download.
So I've felt.
It's called CMV. You can go and download and read about it and how we get cancer, cervical cancer.
So there is a scenario where someone got an implant here. But when time reached, she wanted to, yes.
I know those things. Those things can disappear. Really? Is it true? They disappear. Where? Those things don't disappear. But you should look, very many things are put into consideration. The skills of the person who inserted it. And it's majorly for implants, those ones which disappear, you said disappear. We majorly look at the insertion skills, especially for fat women. You know their skin is so soft. And this thing is just supposed to be inserted under the skin that when I touch, I can even see it with my eyes. The moment, actually, when you go to a facility and you want an implant, we always encourage, when a musawo inserts, please touch. Are we together? If you don't feel it, tell them how to remove it there and there. Meaning she has inserted it too deep. And that means if she has inserted it deep, that musawo's skill is doubtable. And chances are high that it's the same musawo you will go back to remove it. She will look for it for years until she sends you to me. And me, if I fail, I'll just cut it down. I cut and get it out because it's deep. Are we together? But it's there, it doesn't move. The problem is they inserted it deep in the muscle, not on the skin. Yes, sir. Let me give a chance to someone here who wants to learn medicine. Masters and bachelors at the same time.
Me, it is back to the virus. You said that men carry around the turbines they move around with. So the thing is, I just wanted to know, like, how does that virus work? Because I'm very inquisitive.
Okay. Banange, that is a long journey. Uncle Bob, you missed something in the lectures. You didn't put that verse in the chapter was not there. The verse was missed. However, if I sleep with a man Uncle Bob, you forgot that chapter. They want cervical cancer, but for me, you didn't tell me to teach it. So, if cervical cancer is caused by a virus called CMV. That virus is sexually what? Transmitted. You sleep with a woman who has that virus, you get it. Remember, for you don't have a cervix. If you sleep with her, she'll get the virus, but remember, if she's not immunocompromised, talina birwadde birala nga pressure, HIV, diabetes, are we together? Her immunity is good. The body fights it off. That's why at anaweza 25 years tetumukebera cervical cancer, because we expect if you started sleeping with men at 16 years, your body is, and you got that virus of which brings cervical cancer, your body tries to fight it off. Are we together? Kati so tukubuuza how many men, there are predisposing factors that awaken that what? That virus. So tontwala nnyo wala ebyo si bye byatulese. Predisposing factors are smoking, men you sleep with, how many? Are we together? Drinking alcohol, the age matters. How many children you've delivered does matter, contributes. And the immunostate, HIV status. Kubanga oja kusanga ngo wa HIV ye tetugenda mukebera ku 25 years. If someone comes ngali HIV positive ne wa 20 years ye tumukebera cervical cancer, because the body is already what? Weak. The virus can be wabaya kafuna, it can be awakened very what? Very fast. Are we together? So it's growing. It's a process. Are we together? Kagenda kalya mpola mpola until it manifests ngaka cancer. But it starts with a virus, so your body is supposed to fight off the virus. But then you get the cancer. Are we together? So don't take me there. Even if I'm inserting an IUD and I find, I was thinking before I insert an IUD, for those ones who are eligible, bwengamba eligible mukitegera. Bwebanga oli ogwa mu your age 25 and above and you want an IUD, I'm supposed to first do cervical cancer screening. If I screen you nensanga ngoli positive, I'm not going to insert an IUD. If the cancer is still treatable currently anyway, we can do cryotherapy, thermoablation. I treat you there and then. If it's beyond me, I refer to Cancer Institute. Yeah. So, if cancer tembizi that you wedde. Answered, sir?
Thank you. I have two questions here. One is, why shouldn't a breastfeeding mother take POP? Then secondly,
breastfeeding mothers, we are giving that one. Non-breastfeeding, we are giving the double.
Okay.
Estrogen,
Then why?
We don't need estrogen because I'm very gagenda kukula.
Okay, the second one, you initially said the cervix is always closed.
Yes.
So, won't this TIUD cause some open, like during the session, can it cause some wounds there?
I told you it's closed. I think my vaccine, it's closed. No, so. But there is that small opening that you open can open. Now we're together. But when we go for period where there's a blood pass, in that very small one, are we together? When you sleep with a man, you have small sperms that are supposed to penetrate and reach the egg. So when I'm inserting my IUD, when I'm inserting my IUD, I'm not going to open. I see. I don't open. I don't open. That's why I'm making it as small as possible to fit into that small hole. Any other question? Answered. I know, and he is happy. He's not complaining. Banange, the day is ended. They are chasing me to go home, and they told me to make sure that I go home.
Do I choose the method, the one I want to use, or I leave that to the health worker?
Please, you do choose the method. The health worker guides you through the process. You might come, you're overweight, you have a clot, and you're telling me you want a sayana. So my job is to teach you. Nenkubulira nenkugamba naye no, you're choosing wrongly because of your healthy problems. But if you agree with me, Timunange, let me use that one. If I'm a good health worker, in most cases, if you find me, I refuse. If you have any health condition contradicting the family planning method you're getting and you find me in the room, I don't give you. I tell you to go and die from somewhere else.
So for me, I have 3 questions. 3. So the first one is, you say the emergency pills work within 72 hours. So just...
Can use an IUD as an emergency method. Let me come and explain that.
Okay, so if somebody has unprotected sex, let's say on Wednesday, and today is Monday. Sunday. Yes, so what's the solution? What could be the solution? Because she's not ready to conceive. Yes.
I can give.
The other one is about the HCG strip. How long does, if you conceive, how long does it take for it to detect that you are positive? Let's say within hours, minutes, seconds, days. Then the other one is on last year, I think in October, I saw on CNN when they were introducing the main contraceptive pills, but you have not talked about them. Why?
Because it's not yet in Uganda. It's there. But I don't want, it's made out of cotton seeds, but I don't want to talk about it. So even I don't want to talk about it, keep reading, keep updating yourself until it comes to Uganda, we start giving. Okay, if you, the IUD, no, sorry, we can use, if you sleep with someone and you forget to take Postina in 3 days, before implantation, sometimes we use an IUD to alter the implantation process as an emergency pill, because fertilization has taken place. Now come and see if implantation is going to be altered with, I don't want to talk about the male other one, then the other one is HCG. I told you implantation takes 1 week, 7 days to implant from fallopian tube to touching the wall. So give it another cause producing the HCG hormone yetandika bwekikwatako the cells start dividing. Are we together? Kati bwekimala to form zygote fetus to where then the placenta comes in. That's when they start producing the HCG hormone, and that's when it will start. It can take you 3 weeks to 1 month. But we vary. Are we together? We are different. Mine can be 3 weeks. The hers can be 1 month. Hers can be a month and a half. But to start showing weekly, at least 3 weeks. But they are chasing me from the floor. How that one works, they are hormonal methods. They are the same hormones. The eggs don't grow. These ones, we are inserted here, but they are hormones which move in blood and prevent the eggs from growing, the uterus from and the cervical. Yes, but that one is for 5 years. It's the same method. And when you read on them, they are the same. They all have progesterone, but the name is different there. Are we together? These are all progesterone hormones. Lastly, but not least, I want to leave the floor. Abako, 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 abako. Kalavanda, kalavanda. Good participants. Hope you've picked something. Hope you've had fun. Hope I've not been a total bore. Not so?